Right, my second video is going to be about something I'm very dearly in love with, and that is vinyl records. Yes, I am a collector, not only of CDs, but of vinyl records. And I want to put things straight to anybody who's out there who doesn't really know, right? And to anybody in the media and certain people who don't know anything, right? But about the vinyl record comeback. I see it everywhere. I have seen it so many times that you watch a TV program, they have a debate, a discussion, and people say, you will read it, vinyl records has made a comeback. Well, I'm very sorry to say this, but it has never been away in the first place. And that is what angers me, that people do not realise that vinyl records has never, ever gone away. Now, a tape is different. A tape has gone away, right? It's understandable that you can no longer buy tapes. Well, you might be able to buy some blank tape, but you can no longer buy a new release. Unless any band out there does physically want to release it on tape, then they will do that. But any new piece of music does not get released on tapes anymore. I wouldn't know when the last ones were released, but I certainly know that certain bands and certain compilations like the Now album, or whether it's something like some of the band's artists, they don't release tapes anymore, so they could have had their last tape released in, say, 2005 as an example, and they don't do it since. It's because it's spurred on for the fact that Tesco's, a big giant supermarket in the UK, are now going to be selling vinyl records again, and they're going to be stocking in about 55 stores, including the new Iron Maiden album. So it spurred a lot of people on to say basically that vinyl records made a comeback, when technically it hasn't. This is what's happened for anybody who does not know. But in the 80s, basically vinyl records were selling well. CDs come out and vinyl records were selling well until the CD overtook them. During the 90s, CDs were overtaking vinyl record in terms of sales. People were buying CDs, but they weren't really buying vinyl records. And during the noughties, it basically was getting to the thought that bands were still releasing vinyl records. Various record labels might have been doing compilations on vinyl, just as much as bands releasing vinyl, whether it was a single or an album. Yet they weren't being sold as much as. Record shops were closing because people weren't buying vinyl records, and then it meant that basically vinyl sales were plummeting until basically a few years ago, when everybody sort of started picking it up again. And what happened is, away from the CDs, because people were downloading as well, so downloads started picking up and people downloading more than they were actually buying physical product. So what's happened is, people assume that vinyl record had gone away. They assumed that maybe it was gone away, people weren't buying them, and therefore it was stopped, production was being stopped. When it wasn't. They were still making them, but they just weren't selling. So what's happened is, people are buying records more now, and while they're buying more records, people assume that they were coming back on the trail, like, it's a comeback for vinyl records, when it technically isn't, because, as I said, they'd never gone away. They were still being made, they just weren't being sold as much as until now, where more and more record companies are starting to release classic vinyl, so people of a young age can pick up a vinyl record of one of the classic albums that they might want to own. They don't have to buy the original. I personally would want the original, not a reissue, but there you go. And they do that. So I'm wondering if someone like the Now album is going to start picking it up again and releasing it on vinyl. But I do know that basically a lot of bands, artists may well have come back and thought, we had a period where we may not have released a vinyl record, and thought, well, actually, we wouldn't mind doing it again. Although most good bands, release them on vinyl anyway, because I've got James Blunt on vinyl from the days of when vinyl weren't really selling very well. And, so they were being made, but as said, they weren't selling as well as. That's the whole point. If you had an example like 2004, you could have looked at it and said, right, or even 2005, you could have looked at it and said, right, the CD sales is like that. So imagine what it'd be like in percentage. So if you've got 100% and you have to compare it for vinyl, CD and download, they would have said, right, in 2005, the CD market would have been about, I don't know, 40%. Well, let's say 50%. So 50% are still buying CDs. It's still a big market, but you would have had something like 40% downloading. They would have thought, we're all starting to download now, so it's getting a bit big. The CD is sort of going that way, where you've got to plummet it down. But you've got the download, and then you've got like the 10% of sales in records. 10%, it's not a lot. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it isn't. Now, when you go 10 years in front, it's a different story, because they've now got that little bit of a plummet of that thing, where it's something like, you're probably looking at it from a point of view. You're probably looking at something like 40% would be, you're probably going to look at it and say 25% is like CD sales. But then you're looking at it going, 40% is based on something, or 50% is based on download sales. So you think about it, there's 50% download, there's like 50% download sales, 25% CD sales, but there's 25% of vinyl sales as if they've gone up. Anyway, I thought I'd share that with you, just so that people know vinyl records have never gone away, but there just happened to be a resurgence in people wanting to buy them, so they're selling more. Anyway, bye for now.